Ladies and gentlemen, this is International Reds Fashion Experience. This show today is pertaining to adversity as a seed of greater benefit. I found out, you understand me, in my research and my looking at different people and different things, that people that have had the hardest life and been through the most are the ones that appreciate life for what it really is worth and what it is. They live life to the fullest and they appreciate it and grasp at it in the highest ability. In other words, they smell the flowers, you understand me, and take time and each and every day they appreciate it. Due to the fact that they have been through some misfortunes in the past to where they came to this conclusion by seeing the dark side of things in life, to where they were able to appreciate the light. If you haven't seen the dark, you can't appreciate the light. I've seen that and I noticed that in my research. That people that have not lived in mediocrity or lived in, down, been, like say you think somebody's homeless and then they get a place, people that's always had a place never appreciate a place, like a person that's lost a place. Simple as that. It's that type of situation. Except when on a higher scale, you got people that might have been rich all their life. I mean, having Rolls Royce, brand new Rolls Royce, having $1 million home. And then they're not able to live that lifestyle, but they're still living. They got their health, they got their wealth, they got their age is young appropriately. They can always change and do something else. They got everything, that their faculties are right. They're not in no bind. Everything is right for them. But they feel depressed and stressed. Only because things aren't optimistically like they were before, like when they were, making $5,000 a day or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They may not be making no income, but they can always start and change to do something else. There's nothing for them to not change and do something else. They give up hope and be depressed and stressed, and it's not necessary. But it's due to the fact that they haven't built that character in them, that character to build that strong, you understand me, drive that we have when we have overcome adversity. See, when you overcome adversity, it builds character in a way where you're able to adapt to the smaller successes that you may have in your life. You appreciate them and you cherish them and you go with that. These people cherish money and not the journey that got them to the money. You understand? They took the journey for granted. It's all about the journey, going through life, experiencing things, enjoying waking up every morning, appreciating the fact that you got up. All these things you have to still remember to appreciate, because if you don't realize you're blessed, you understand me, then you're not really understanding and living a life of happiness. And that's where I don't understand people that have everything are most miserable than people that don't have as much. Because happiness is actually a state of mind, which is what we have to understand. It's not the finances or whatever it is that you have. Because I realized when I had more, I wasn't as happy. When I had a lot of things, I don't even have a car now, but when I had 5 cars, I wasn't as happy as I am when I got none. Because you're trying to live on that lifestyle. You're trying to keep those things up. And by you keeping those things up, you have stress that you really don't need because you don't want to let those things go. So it's like, that's the situation that you're in. But if you've been without those things before, and then you have them and you've been without them, it's like up and down, then you don't value them as much. You can let that stuff go, and it doesn't mean that much to you because you have one thing that you really appreciate and cherish is you have your life. You're able to stand up and appreciate your life for what it's worth. When you're able to live life to its fullest ability and able to be clear and appreciate the littlest things, that you have your health. You understand that you have the things. I was with my friend the other day. He had a heart attack. We the same. We go from high school. And he's been sick and he can't even eat out. He's eating out of a straw. And here I'm able to go to the gym and wake up and feel good and dress and look nice. Man, don't you know I appreciate that? I mean, that's things like that which make me happy to be who I am and what I am, you understand? Because I could always be worse off. I was riding on the bus and, I was thinking. And I looked on the side and there was a lady with a bunch of raggedy stuff, like all of her belongings was with her, a big old shopping cart, It was like that, and she was dirty and raggedy, and I looked over and thought to myself, boy, am I happy. I'm so thankful that I was able to get up every day and get clean and get sharp, you understand me, and go out there and face life with a purpose and you know what I mean, and know how to live life, you understand me? Like I said, with the second chance at a first class life that I've achieved, that I'm able to do that, you understand me? And due to dealing with adversity, you understand me, which is to see the greater benefit that I was able to benefit to get to the state of mind that I'm in, the experiences that I had that I've gathered throughout my life made me come to the conclusion of where I'm at now. See, everybody gets to where they're going through different roads and different lanes in life. So you have to get there the best way you can. But the main thing we're all trying to get to, and I don't care how you look at it, but the one thing the destination that we're trying to get to is happiness. That's the main thing. And it doesn't acquire the things you may have. You might have more materialistic things in one person. You may have more of this. You may have more women. You may have a lot of things that you have. But that does not determine your happiness. The amount of women you have and all that does not determine that either. Matter of fact, you might have more stress. That's why people don't realize you're trying to gather things, trying to be like somebody else expect you to be, rather than being your own self. You might be happiest by yourself, you know. And then if that's what it is, then you acquire that happiness. You know what I mean? And you might have the image of being somebody that's a player and doing all these things. But actually acquiring and maintaining and sustaining the work that you put in to do these things, a lot of times it's not worth the effort that you do to do the things. When you once got the reputation, you don't have to, you understand me, claim the results of trying to maintain that. Because first of all, it's like this. When you got to a certain position in life, you know what I mean, all you have to receive is the respect that you demand and you are supposed to receive by being the icon, the gentleman that you are a legacy because you've lived long enough and did these things and you're a standout person, you hold a record of doing certain things, you know what I mean? Being best dressed or whatever it is that you're doing, you do that, that's iconic itself. And you don't worry about, you understand me, what other people think or how they feel or what they do. Because like I said, I don't run to speak to people. If they don't speak to me, I don't speak to them first. Because first of all, you understand me, most people are younger than me. And when they're younger than me, I look at it like this. You're supposed to pay your respects to an older fella. You understand me? I'm supposed to be respected. When I was young, I pay respect to older people that's older than me. I pay homage, I give them their respect. That's what I do. That's the same way I'm supposed to get respect for the younger people. Same way. If they don't respect me or say nothing to me, then I don't say nothing to them. It's just the way it is. That's the unwritten rule in the game and in the life. People don't realize. A lot of people don't realize these things. I was talking to a cat the other day. You understand me? He's a legend, and he's an icon. You understand me, in the game. You know, but a lot of these younger people don't listen and try to take that in consideration. You know what I mean? And you say, what does this have to do with adversity to see the greater benefit? Well, it has to do with a lot because these people be thinking they know everything and trying to tell you something and haven't really been anything. They haven't really been through the things that we've been through, so they haven't had no adversity. They might have did a few things, you know what I mean? You might have a 9-month run of doing something, or you're doing something and you're winning at the time, but you never lost nothing. Your strength is behind what you lose and get back in the game. See, that's where you get your strength and character from. Losing and getting back in the game. You understand me? You can come out the gate, you understand, with a lot of things because your family might have helped you. People do this, do that, you have connections. Boom, they might help you. But when you fall and come back, you understand me? And come back strong, you understand me, on a winning note, that's when you get your bars. That's when you get your stripes. So your stripes are built on, you understand me, on what you do throughout your life. The times you fall and get back up, you understand me. A lot of people fall, but they don't get back up. And that's what determines, you understand me, how great you are, how successful you are. It's just like I was saying about a lot of people in the game. They got in the game, you understand what I'm saying, when I said they failed, you understand me, when they changed careers, they did something else. You know what I mean? They didn't get back in the seat and play the game. Like when they lost hoes, they didn't play, you understand what I'm saying? They didn't stay in the game. They ran and got a job, you understand? Well, then you ain't in the game no more. You work a square job, you're not in the game no more. Anytime you go to work, you're not in the game no more. If you're a bus driver, if you're a nurse, or if you're doing anything, you understand me, that's giving you a security number and giving you something on a square tip, then you ain't a player. If you got more time in that than you got in the game, then you ain't a player. You just faking in the game because what really makes you real is when you have that amount of time in the game. 20 years or more in the game, you understand me, then you can claim, you understand me, as you being a career player. If you got less than that, you understand me, and you ain't really, really reap the benefits of the game, then really, you understand me, you fooling yourself, you understand me, when you're thinking you're getting a trophy, you're getting all these things, these accolades, you understand me, from the game, that real players, you understand me, that's all they did all their life, you understand, from the time they're 16, 17 years old, they never had a real job, never did anything but play for the money, man. Play for the money and pimp or brawl. These things all go together. That's in the game, man. You understand? And that's what you got to look at. If you sell drugs, that's another dimension. That's another era, you understand? Because that's a category of its own. That's not being a player. That's a category of its own. But the point of it is, if you're a player, you understand me, you playing, real players know what I'm talking about. Real players, 100% players know what I'm talking about. All my associates, all my friends, real friends, you understand what I'm saying? That's what they are, 100% players. You understand? And adversity, they've been through adversity, that's why they really know it. There's only one that don't know it, and he's the one that I'm talking about as far as living a life of riches and not seeing the other side of it, is because he lived a life of a square and didn't really affiliate with the game. Because when you're in the game, like we was in the game, you understand me, in the streets, breaking bread, you understand me, saying, giving drugs, running amongst each other, hitting licks and pimping and playing. We was doing it like that. We was interacting with each other in the pool hall and all these different places where we interacted with one another. When you do that, that's called in the life. That's called in the life, playing in the life. When you go to work all week long and then on the weekend you go to these clubs and play and be flirting and acting like you're a player and dress up, you understand? No, that ain't being a player. You just some square going out on the weekend trying to have a good time. You just fooling yourself, not nobody else. We be scuffling through the whole weekday while you working, you understand me? We hitting licks, breaking marks and breaking brawls and doing what we do as real players. See, there's not too many real players left. The real players, they're not even, I can't even count. In this new era, I don't even know any that's real players, you understand me? That's really playing, you understand me, at this time in the stage. There may be a couple of them, but it's very few, you understand me? And I don't really encounter with these young people nowadays, so I really don't know. But most of the ones I know, they understand me, they either selling weed or doing this, selling on the corner, whatever, doing that. You know what I mean? But the point of it is, when we came up, it's a different era now, so I don't even consider what they're doing now. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what it is, you understand me? But it's not what we did, it's not what we was called and how we looked at things. That's why I don't even try to categorize these people now, because I don't know. It's like I'm in a foreign country, you understand me? I can't relate because it's not the game ain't like it was when I was in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm semi-retired from the game, but I know how it was and how it's been all through my life. You know what I mean? How we did it. Now I don't know. You know what I mean? If we wrote a book about the game right now, the way we was, the way we played, these people here couldn't live like that now anyway, because the way they got the obstacles in the way. They got the obstacles in the way. They nipping everything in the bud. So the whole way of playing is different now. You can't even play the same way that we played back then. You know what I mean? There were so many games we played that we were able to get away with it and live that we didn't need to go get a job. See, maybe it's cut out like this now because that's why these people are working, and the playing is being extinct like the slum game. How many slum shops closed? Ain't nobody selling slum no more. These things are not happening no more. Like shot men, people ain't carrying money no more. So it's like all these different occupations and fields people used to do in the game, as far as players do, is not happening no more. Selling WAP. It's a crime just like selling the real shit. So these people are selling the real shit, but that's not, when you sell the real stuff, you're actually a dope dealer. When you sell WAP, you're playing. You're flim-flamming. See, that's the difference. The titles of the game need to be different. They got to have different names for these people. You understand me? Because it's not playing when they do that. It's real. You know what I mean? When you're doing real things, then you're under that label, under that hammer. People don't understand that. That's why I say these new people considering themselves this and that, I can't really speak on it because I don't understand it. We didn't do it like that. It was no ifs, ands, and buts about what we did. It was uncut, you understand? Because the people that did it before us, and as we did it, it was a 100% game, man. There wasn't nothing else to it. You know what I mean? You slept in the pool hall if you didn't have no money. You understand me? You got up that day, you're going to play and get paid. It ain't going to be nothing, you understand me, beside that. It's going to be real. You understand me? Because you're going to be on top of your game, man. And when you're on top of something, that's the way it manifests. You know, But getting back to, you understand me, adversity, see the greater benefit, like I said. It's like anything. You know, you got to do bad to appreciate the good. You know what I mean? You got to go to prison sometime to go to school. You got to get an education through the prison system because you may not be able to get it on the outside system. You might have to go to drug program, you understand me, to get your sobriety and your under control, which is not a bad thing. Most people, I was sitting at a table in my office, and there was 4 brothers that was all loving life and appreciating life to the best of its ability to its fullest extent. While there's one dude that had millions of dollars and Rolls Royces and stuff was stressing and depressed at a young age. And we were all older and been through much more than he had been. But we were much more happy and didn't have nothing but our hopes and dreams and our happiness. We had hold on to the happiness behind one day at a time. He didn't know what one day at a time was. See, see, I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes people need a one day at a time. Some people need a refresher on life through the 12-step program. Even though they may not have never had a drink, they may not have never, you understand me, seen the verse, they might just be bored. You know what I mean? And they need a new course on how to live, to appreciate life, just to get a sense of reality. Because you might be living in mediocrity, but you might have all the money in the world, but you feel like you don't feel like you're winning because you've been winning so long. You can go so high and then you can't go no more. That's how these rich people, these politicians, these .com people, all these people, a lot of them feel like that. You know what I mean? He got people that got the less might be the happiest. You understand? Because it's a state of mind. It's what you've been through and what you appreciate that you got now. Like I said, if you've been sleeping on the street and you got to get you a spot, you're going to appreciate that. You know what I mean? You're not going to lose that. You're going to appreciate the things you got. You know what I mean? If you was drunk and drinking and you got sobriety back and you got it down with a period of time, some distance behind you, then you learn how to live a righteous way. You know what I mean? You appreciate your physical being, you physicate your health. You know what I mean? You try to eat right, you live better. You understand me? You do things that are, you know, you live a full life and have a purpose. You know what I mean? And as far as money goes, you don't worry about the state of mind. I know another cat that's got money, man, and he's so depressed, stressing, and he got thousands of dollars. He ain't got millions, but he got thousands, and I mean a lot of thousands, and he don't even spend it. He pick up cans and he sits around, you understand me, and talks about buying it. He can buy that car, he can buy this car, he can buy that car, but he don't buy nothing and sit on his money. You know what I mean? But he don't be doing anything with any purpose. He's scared to go out to a club. He's scared to do this. He's scared to go and live and enjoy life. You know, he's scared to spend any money. It's like, you got money and you don't spend it, man. I mean, you know, that's why they hate. That's why I spend my money. I spend my money, you understand me? Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to go running around and ain't going to spend no money. You know what I mean? I got new shoes on now. You can't see them. But they, you know what I mean? Let me show you. I got to show you these shoes, you understand me? Because I got these shoes. Look at these shoes. Huh? That's what kind of stuff I do. I buy shoes and buy things all the time. You ain't gonna see me running around, you understand me, not buying the finest things in life. I buy stuff all the time, and I'm even gonna buy it more because, you understand me, it's one thing I know and I found out that in life, you better treat yourself right. You number one in your life, you better treat yourself at the best of your ability. Be the best you can be, you understand me, because ain't nobody else gonna be better than you, you know? And that's why you gotta look after you, you understand? And that's why I'm saying to myself, and all these people that they got to live their own life. They got to, you know what I mean? I get around my office and these people be tripping and having all these problems and having all this stress. Like the girl the other day was arguing with her brother, and I thought to myself, why is she arguing with him? She has got all this built up hostility is in her. She is not a happy person. I thought she was a happy person, but she is not a happy person. She got a job, she make all this money. You understand me? She's by herself and miserable. If you by yourself, be happy. Because if you're by yourself, first thing you got to do is learn to love yourself. You got to love yourself before you can love anybody else anyway. A lot of people get the rules mixed up. They looking for somebody else and don't even love themselves. No, I'm going to love me first, you understand what I'm saying? And love me good and love me right. You understand me? And then loving somebody else is easy. You understand? Because I love me first. And I love people. Anybody that's close to me and likes me and care for me, I'm going to treat them right and do right with them. You know what I mean? And all I need is women. Now, I don't care nothing about no hard head. I ain't trying to get friendly with them. The friends I got, the associates I got is enough, and I don't need no more. I'm trying to live life to the fullest and be the greatest I can be, you understand me? Because that's who I am. International Red for the record, you understand me? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check. If you don't know what I mean by when I say I'm international red, I had a dude today told me I was a blues man. I say check my record, you understand me? Because I'm an international red, you understand me? World-renowned player. And people don't understand that, but it's real in my game. It's real in my life. And I look at things like this. I got to where I'm at by being who I was and through the 48 years I have in the game of life. You know what I mean? I got enough experience and enough living to know what I'm talking about for my own happiness and self-satisfaction. I'm happy, and I'm telling you things to let you know that you can also be happy. You understand? But if you haven't been some things and you got to really get some experience, go to some meetings and listen to some things some other people went through to get to where they at. If you haven't had no experiences, go where there is some people that have experiences. Go to NAAA and sit on some meetings, and then you'll think how good your life is, and you'll realize you got it made and didn't even know it. Because you haven't been comparing your life with other people's lives and see how happy they are because they just went over some stuff. They got over some things. They had adversity, and it was a seed of greater benefit. You haven't had adversity, so listen in on some adversity. Go to some meetings, go to church, go to places where people have testimonies, and get an earful. You know what I mean? Get some knowledge like that. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to make the mistake to go to prison. You don't have to take a drink. You don't have to take a drug. All you got to do is realize you're blessed and hear some other people's situations, and then you'll realize that you are already set. All you got to do is make the move. All you got to do is make the move. You already got the. You ain't got to go get over nothing. You don't have no adversity to get over. All you got to do is listen and make the move. Make the right move. Appreciate life for what it is. Appreciate the life you have because you have the key. All you got to do is apply it. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you people go today. You understand me? I just thought I'd drop that one message to you because every day I have a message to send because, hey, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be the best I can be, you understand me? And I live by example, but sometimes people got to hear me talk because they see the way I dress and the way I am, but they don't really know, you understand what I'm saying? I also got something to say. International Red for the record. Signing out. Thank you.